Let's get right to it. The first article that I wanted to talk to you about is one that's titled "A Republic at 250: What History Teaches and What Americans Must Choose." Now, your piece frames America's 250th anniversary as a civic crossroads rather than a celebration. How do you believe the semi-quincentennial, semi-quincentennial can be used to spark a national recommitment to Republican principles rather than becoming another symbolic partisan spectacle?
There's a quote that's attributed to George Santiago. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. This article argues exactly that kind of moment, not a celebration, but a civic crossroad. A republic at 250, what history teaches and what Americans must choose, argues that the 250th anniversary becomes meaningful only if we treat it less as a ceremonial anniversary and more as a civic diagnostic, a moment to ask whether we still practice the principles we claim to celebrate. Recommitment can't come from symbolism alone. It has to be anchored in memory, participation, and responsibility. This article makes the point that history is more than a record of events. It's the nation's common memory, remembering how the Republic was designed to function, helps citizens recognize patterns, demand accountability, and make informed choices. If this anniversary is to matter, it will be because it reminds Americans that the Republic was never meant to depend on the leaders. It was designed to engage the citizens. The goal isn't agreement on everything, it's restoring the civic habits that make self-government possible. And ultimately, Hugo, that is a choice before us. The future isn't predetermined. If we use this anniversary to recommit ourselves to the constitutional self-government, then it will become a celebration. It will become a national call to action, to do what the framers expected us to do, keep the republic.
We often don't wield the power that we have as citizens, which gets me to the second article that I want to unpack with you. And that one is titled "Only the People Can Save This Republic," not the parties, not the politicians. You write that parties and politicians cannot rescue the republic because they are structurally incentivized to preserve power. What would a healthier relationship between citizens and political parties look like? One where parties serve the public rather than the other way around.
Well, first of all, the framers never expected the government to help the people. It's the people who are supposed to help themselves. A healthy relationship begins with the citizens themselves as independent decision makers rather than loyal followers. See, right now, we follow our political leaders instead of them doing what we ask, serving us, we're serving them. I believe that parties should compete for the support of informed citizens, not assume automatic allegiance. A vote is not an act of loyalty, it's an act of judgment. And the people have to have judgment, personal judgment. We can't allow leaders to make the decisions for us. The people, everything stops with the people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think another common thread of our conversation has been power, which brings me to the third article that we are discussing today and unpacking that you wrote. And this one is titled, "Has Deception Become America's currency of power. You describe deception not as an occasional political tactic, but as a systemic currency of power. What mechanisms do you believe most effectively break the cycle of political deception? Is it institutional reforms, media literacy, or something completely different?
There's no single mechanism that breaks that cycle because deception operates at multiple levels. We see it through our institutions, our media ecosystems, and political incentives. So there's no one mechanism. But when I was a young child, I used to laugh when my father warned me, don't take any wood nickels. I didn't realize then that this warning would become a civic lesson because institutional reform really matters. Transparency, oversight, accountability are essential guardrails. Media literacy matters too because citizens need the tools to evaluate competing claims. But the article's central argument is that the most important guardrail or safeguard is the ones that the framers gave us. And I keep coming back to that, the people. That's the most important. See, deception, I believe, loses its value when citizens verify information, consult multiple sources, support trustworthy journalism, and refuse to surrender their judgment to political leaders or partisan narratives. If deception has become a currency of power, then the work ahead is to devalue it. We have to get rid of it. We have to stop it. And we can do that by truth, accountability, and independent judgment.
Carolyn, again, thank you so much for your time. This has absolutely been time well invested and spent.
Thank you for having me.